Good afternoon, folks, on this stormy day on Cape Cod. We are here broadcasting live for the Cape Cod Times at Town Neck Beach in Sandwich. We're checking out what Tropical Storm Jose is bringing to Cape Cod here. You can check out the waves already churning here at Cape Cod Bay at Town Neck Beach. Let's check out the scene. It's very windy here, folks, at Town Neck Beach, where the waves in Cape Cod Bay are churning. This is one of the most vulnerable spots on Cape Cod. Lots of erosion here at Town Neck Beach over the years. Tropical Storm Jose is not going to make landfall. It's about 150 miles south of Nantucket right now. But Cape Cod is certainly going to feel the effects of Jose with significant rain and wind today. Forecasters are calling for sustained winds in the 20s and 30 mile an hour, with gusts as high as 55 miles an hour on the Cape, 60 on Nantucket. Cape Cod is under a tropical storm warning until Thursday morning, excuse me. And there's also a coastal flood watch, which means there could be some flooding areas on the Cape today. There could be as much as 2 to 4 inches of rain, according to forecasters. So again, we're broadcasting live here for the Cape Cod Times at Town Neck Beach in Sandwich. We're checking out how Tropical Storm Jose is affecting the Cape, and you can see some pretty big waves here at Town Neck Beach. The water is rushing in. Forgive us for the wind noise. It's very windy out here, but we'll try to let you know what's going on. We're over at Town Neck Beach in Sandwich. We've got some storm watchers, some hardy folks coming out. It's really windy here, but it's not too devastating. We've seen worse in blizzards here at Town Neck Beach. I would say it's in the mid-20s mile-per-hour wind here at Cape Cod Bay. But still pretty nasty, still pretty cold. Again, Cape Cod is under a tropical storm warning through Thursday morning because of Tropical Storm Jose, which is about 150 miles south of Nantucket. Maximum wind speeds right now, according to Cape officials at Jose, are about 65 miles an hour out there south of Nantucket. So certainly the storm is going to be pushing some big waves here, bigger than normal here at Town Neck Beach in Sandwich. Forecasters are predicting about 2 to 4 inches of rain on the Cape today. Could be some localized flooding in some areas that are vulnerable. As you probably can imagine, there are a lot of folks keeping an eye on Town Neck Beach in Sandwich. It's one of the most vulnerable spots in terms of erosion. Frequent winter storms in recent years have pushed the surf all the way to the dunes. They've lost sand, and certainly erosion is a significant concern. Officials will be out here today and tomorrow assessing how this storm has affected the coastline here in Sandwich. Even though the weather is kind of rough, it's still kind of beautiful on Cape Cod. Let's get a little closer to the waves. Better back up. Folks, if you're just joining us, this is Jason Coleman broadcasting live for the Cape Cod Times here on Facebook. We wanted to show you what it's like here. It's right just after the high tide here, the big high tide at Town Neck Beach. on Cape Cod Bay, and you can see the surf is pretty big. It's covering a little jetty out here. So basically this is what we're going to get from Tropical Storm Jose, which is currently churning about 150 miles south of Nantucket right now. It's not going to make a direct hit on Cape Cod, but will bring us some heavy winds. Forecasters say it could peak gusts could be as high as 55 miles an hour here on Cape Cod today. Sustained winds in the 20s and 30s. We've got some hardy beach watchers and weather aficionados here coming out to check out the storm, getting bundled up. Greetings out there to all of our fans who are watching live here on Facebook. Hello, folks. We just wanted to show you what it's like here just after noon on Town Neck Beach. One of the most vulnerable spots on Cape Cod due to erosion. The waves are pretty big here for Cape Cod Bay. So we're here at the Sandwich coastline, checking out what Tropical Storm Jose is bringing us. Certainly this stretch of Sandwich has been whacked harder before, including during some blizzards and nor'easters, but town officials are going to be keeping a close eye on whether or not there will be any significant erosion or changes in the coastal landscape here. Tropical Storm Jose is not going to give Cape Cod a direct hit, but it is churning in the sea about 150 miles south of Nantucket with wind speeds at 65 miles an hour. Cape officials are telling us that the Cape could see peak gusts up to 55 miles an hour and current sustained wind speeds in the 20s and 30s miles an hour. So we're just checking out this area of Sandwich right in front of the old Horizons restaurant. Right in front of Horizons restaurant here. The majority of Town Neck Beach is straight ahead, and you can see a slight storm surge here. In addition to these waves, folks, one of the more interesting things here at Town Neck Beach and this beach in front of Horizons is a little rock artwork here. I'm going to take you a little closer. We're told a couple of weeks ago some folks put these interesting rock statues and artwork around the area, so let's get a little closer and check these out because this is kind of neat. There's some folks here walking around the, I guess you'd call it like a little area of rock artwork, so let's get a little closer. Check out all these little stacked rocks together in a little formation. Kind of neat. It's like our little old, our own Stonehenge here in Sandwich. Put all these rocks here and stacked them up, I don't know, but it's an interesting landscape here as we check out the effects of Jose. These rocks are not glued together at all, they're just kind of freestanding. Let's take a closer look. Some dedicated folks out here on the beach taking some photos of the waves and of this kind of makeshift rock exhibit here that someone has put down here at the start of Churned Beach here in Sandwich. We're told that many locals refer to this as Horizons Beach. Also the start of Churned Beach, but most of Churned Beach is straight down here, straight ahead. Lots of fog here out on in the Sandwich coastline on Cape Cod Bay, getting kind of nasty. The big high tide has already passed, but this rough weather will be with us through Thursday. Let's check out more of these interesting rocks. A local resident told us these stone sculptures, I guess you'd call them, or rock sculptures, have been here for about a couple weeks. Giving an interesting look to the landscape and coastline here at Cape Cod Bay in Sandwich. This one is particularly large. It's a couple feet tall. There's dozens of these little rock sculptures here at the beach. The parking lot is pretty full here. Lots of folks want to check out Jose. This is the parking lot in front of Horizons Restaurant and the beach here. Not sure who put the rocks like that, but it provides an interesting look at the beach, a different view. One of our live watchers here is asking when the full effects of Jose will be seen here in Sandwich, and we believe this is what it's going to be like all day. They said the high tide is going to be the worst part of the day, and that was at noon. So you're just going to get a lot of surf and heavy surf, a lot of waves. Forecasters are predicting between 2 and 4 inches of rain throughout the Cape for the rest of the day. said they hope the storm doesn't knock down the rock exhibits. The water is coming up pretty close to many of these, and there's dozens out here. So we'll have to see if this makeshift rock exhibit holds firm here and stays tall. But there's dozens of little rock sculptures all around the beach. Some are large, some are small. But they're kind of neat. Give us something to look at while we check out the effects of Tropical Storm Jose. If you're just joining us, the tropical storm is churning just south of Nantucket, about not just south, 150 miles south of Nantucket, excuse me. It's not going to make a direct hit here on Cape Cod, but certainly is going to bring some rough waves, some heavy wind. Some Cape forecasters are telling us that wind speeds, wind gusts could get up to 55 mile an hour. Maximum gusts here on the Cape, and sustained winds in the 20 and 30 mile an hour range. We got some gulls just chilling out amongst the rock exhibit here. Someone's asking if it's cold or just windy. It's definitely cold. It's not the kind of biting cold that you'd get during a winter nor'easter. You definitely, if you're coming out here, want to dress warm. But you definitely don't need a hat or earmuffs at this point, so I would say not too bad. We've seen way worse here at this stretch of coastline in Sandwich on Cape Cod Bay. But a good amount of people out here to check out the storm and the waves. So we're about to sign off here from our live broadcast. This is Jason Kolnos from the Cape Cod Times. Stay safe on the roads out there today, because we could get as many as 2 to 4 inches of rain. There's a good amount of fog out there today. Not the best day to be driving if you don't have to. But certainly folks are going to be checking out this beach and others around the Cape to see if there's going to be any erosion from the effects of Tropical Storm Jose. Stay tuned to Cape Cod Times newspaper. Pick it up every day this week, as well as visiting us online at capecodtimes.com for more on how the storm is affecting Cape Cod. Have a great week, everyone, and stay safe.